1Password is a password manager that keeps you, your business information, and all your colleagues safe online. You want to use different passwords for every website, but it can be hard to keep track of them all. 1Password will generate, save, and fill your passwords for you. 1Password is available on all your devices: Mac, iOS, Windows, and Android, and in all your browsers: Safari, Chrome, Firefox, and more. So you'll always have all your information with you. Any changes you make on one device are immediately available everywhere else. You can securely share information with other people in your company, and you'll even be alerted when there are password breaches on sites you have saved in 1Password. Today we'll show you how to use advanced protection in 1Password Business to keep your team even more secure. We'll show you how to create security policies, prevent threats, and monitor your team's access. Let's start with something everyone on your team needs to set up before they can even begin using 1Password: their master password. A strong master password is the first line of defense for everyone on your team. 1Password already has sensible defaults, like a minimum length of 10 characters and something not found in a list of common passwords, but I can adjust this to meet the specific needs of my team. I can increase the minimum length to 12 characters or 14 characters. Even if I increase the minimum length, it's still easy for my team to create strong master passwords they can remember by using passphrases. If I have different requirements, it's easy to create a custom policy where I can adjust the minimum length and additional character requirements like numbers and symbols. For now, I think medium will do. After I update my policy, everyone on the team who creates a new master password will have to meet those requirements. I'll show you what that looks like now. As soon as I start typing, I see that my password is too short. If I keep typing, even if I meet the length requirement, I see that my password is too easy to guess, so I can't change it until I fix that. I guess that's what I get for trying to use password 1234. I'll come back to this when I have time to use the password generator to create a really strong master password. Now that we've put additional requirements in place for master passwords, let's talk about two-factor authentication. By default, 1Password allows everyone to use an authenticator app and a security key. With advanced protection, I can prevent my team from using security keys or turn off two-factor authentication completely. But because they're great ways to provide an extra layer of protection, I'm going to leave them both on. If your company uses Duo, or if you want to get started with it, you'll see that option as well. For the first time, advanced protection allows me to enforce two-factor authentication for my entire team. Right now, it looks like my current master password policy is preventing me from turning this on. Of course, I should have known better. I work here after all. Thankfully, it's a quick fix. I'll go back and set the master password policy to strong. Now I can make sure that everyone on my team has the protection of two-factor authentication. Team members who haven't already set up two-factor authentication will be prompted to turn it on the next time they sign in. From then on, a second factor will be required when signing in on a new device, in addition to their master password and secret key. To see who has and hasn't turned on two-factor authentication, I can create a team report. I don't want to scroll through the whole list, so I can just sort by the two-factor authentication column. And I can create the same team report from the dashboard at any time to see how adoption is progressing. With a strong master password policy in place, and two-factor authentication required for everyone on the team, I'm feeling pretty confident in our security. But there's still more we can do. I can create firewall rules to allow, report, or block sign-in attempts from certain locations, IP addresses, and more. For example, I can allow only penguins to sign in, block access from North Korea and the United States, always allow access from our Toronto office. I can even block public VPNs and more to prevent anyone from getting around the restrictions. And to top it all off, I'll have every other sign-in attempt show up in a report, which I'll show you in just a moment. Your company might already have some data access policies like this in place, and firewall rules are a great way to enforce them at the server level. As important as it is to limit access from certain locations, it's also important to limit access from outdated software. We all know how important it is to use the latest software releases because they include the latest security fixes, not to mention powerful new features. Now there's a simple way to make sure everyone on the team can benefit from them. After I turn on Require Modern Apps, team members who are using outdated 1Password apps will be prompted to update. If they can't update right away, they can still sign in on 1Password.com. At any time, I can create a device report to see how adoption is progressing. Looks like everyone's up to date. That's great. Now I can be sure it'll stay that way. After I have all my policies in place, I want to see how effective they are. The sign-in attempts report shows all the sign-in attempts that are blocked or reported by firewall rules, or failed because of an incorrect master password, secret key, second factor, or even an outdated 1Password app. Every sign-in attempt listed shows me when and where each sign-in attempt took place, as well as the email address, operating system, and IP address associated with it. I can use all this information to make informed decisions about our security policies. For example, if suspicious sign-in attempts are being reported, I can take action and block them. I can use the map to help find them more quickly. It looks like there are a couple sign-in attempts from Brazil, but we're not expecting anyone on the team to be signing in from Brazil right now. I'll block it for now until I have time to investigate it later. I can also use the sign-in attempts report to see if someone is being blocked by an aggressive firewall rule when they shouldn't be. It turns out, as big as the country is, not everyone lives in Canada. We have some people on the team in the United States, so I should make sure they can sign in. I'll go back to the firewall rules I set up earlier and remove the United States from the list of blocked countries. While I'm here, I'll also see the rule I added a moment ago to block sign-in attempts from Brazil. So that's how easy it is to use advanced protection in 1Password Business. For more helpful videos like this, visit support.1password.com or subscribe to the 1Password channel on YouTube.